Hi all, I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Today, my teammates and I will be presenting our formal proposal on an external communication problem. This presentation was prepared for Mark Kara, Vice President of Tim Hortons Canada, and it was prepared by our team consisting of 6 very important external communication experts. I, Michael Stikowski, will be speaking about the purpose of the presentation and the scope of our work. Andrea Titino will be explaining the methods that are used to analyze the external communication channels of your client. James Ioannidis will elaborate on the background of our chosen business and on the environment in which the business operates. Jordan Zweig will then analyze the problems, challenges, and opportunities that the presentation addresses. Finally, Ryan Coughlin and Lucas Guimeno will cover the analysis and the recommendations of the external communication channels of the business. Dear Mark Kara, this proposal's purpose is to inform you that there is an opportunity to increase your company's sustainability. This will lead to an increase in sales by improving your external communication methods. We are reassured that you will find this proposal useful and informing. We strongly believe that our services and knowledge will help you increase your company's sustainability, which will translate to an increase in sales. This report will follow the following structure: a background, an analysis of sustainability in the restaurant industry, the external communication problem, the scope of work, the methods, the time frame, our qualifications, and finally the cost. The results that will be presented are based on statistics and data findings on the sustainability of restaurants. With the improvement of Tim Hortons' sustainability, it will attract more customers, which would lead to greater sales. It would be our pleasure to discuss this proposal with you as well as any questions you may have. It would be greatly appreciated if we could have a response by April 5th, 2020. Sincerely, our team. The external communication problem we would like to address is sustainability. Targeting the millennial and Gen Z generations through social media brings a competitive advantage to your company. Business sustainability, also known as corporate sustainability, is the management and coordination of environmental, social, and financial demands and concerns to ensure responsible, ethical, and ongoing success. Examples of sustainable business practices include partnering with employees, water conservation, supply chains, and more. In this slide, we will be discussing the executive summary of the report. So the purpose of the report. Tim Hortons can benefit from the use of advertisements on social media to increase sustainability within the company. This proposal will discuss the steps and process in how your younger generation of customers will look at your company in a more sustainable way. The restaurant industry. This industry has several players that are not sustainable, although some restaurants are taking positive steps to becoming more sustainable. Becoming a more sustainable restaurant will increase your competitive edge on other competitors. The external communication problem. Your customers, more specifically the younger generation, should be informed through social media of the sustainable changes that we will be proposing to your company. Targeting the millennial and Gen Z generations through social media brings a competitive advantage to your company. Methods and timeline. As an external communication expert, in the next 3 months, we will analyze and understand the restaurant industry and will come up with a detailed proposal on how your company, Tim Hortons, can improve its external communication methods.
We will now continue this presentation by looking at the methods for analysis of external communication channels. So there are 3 research techniques that need to be implemented when looking at the external communication channels of a client. In our case, it is Tim Hortons. The 3 being background research, market research, and global trends. And background research, market research, and global trends, they all go hand in hand with each other. So for background research, in our case, our client is Tim Hortons, we would look at something like their trends, their patterns, their advertising techniques, and tie that all into their growth as a company and how they've done maybe over the past decade or over the past half decade. We'd follow this up by looking at market research. So when looking at market research, it's important to look at the fast food industry as a whole, but as well as its competitors and how their competitors are doing their growth, their pattern, their trends their advertising techniques and how they differ from our client Tim Hortons and whether they're doing better or they're doing worse. Finally, we tie all this information in with the global trends. In today's world, some global trends that are becoming popular are the idea of being eco-friendly and sustainable, as well as what has grown a lot in the past decade is the influence of social media and how a company can utilize social media to attract and communicate with new or existing consumers.
Tim Hortons was founded in Hamilton, Ontario in 1964 by former NHL player named Tim Horton. Tim Hortons quickly became Canada's most well-known cup of coffee. The company grew quickly and dominated the Canadian market for many years. Consuming Tim Hortons coffee and donuts was successfully linked to being Canadian. Tim Hortons started off selling coffee and donuts, but has since expanded and started selling a variety of different fast foods. Tim Hortons is still to this day Canada's largest restaurant chain with over 4,800 locations serving over 5 million cups of coffee per day. The Tim Hortons mission statement is to deliver superior quality products and services for our guests and communities through leadership, innovation, and partnerships. The statement lays emphasis on the quality of the food products and services that it characterizes. It has these main features: improving health and improving communities. Just as the first feature states, Tim Hortons does not leave anything to chance when it comes to the quality of the items that it serves. The restaurant engages highly qualified experts who understand the need to use only the recommended and freshest ingredients during preparations. Such considerations align with the declaration of Tim Hortons to prioritize nutrition and wellness of its customers. Other than this, Tim Hortons contributes to development of the communities through the foundation camps. The program targets kids to empower them, achieve their potential, and get better opportunities in life. The Tim Hortons vision statement is to be the quality leader in everything we do. This company shows that it is more than a restaurant through this vision statement. It can be divided into being a leader and doing more. Other than preparing superior food items, Tim Hortons has established its brand as a leader in the industry. The persistence of the company to set high standards has prompted other related establishments to follow suit. Tim Hortons involves itself in other change-minded activities other than treating customers to great coffee. The company is actively involved in the conversation of the environment, capacity building of the communities, and empowering the individuals. This is proof that Tim Hortons is a true leader as it exemplifies how firms should be a part of the greater agenda, making a true difference. Tim Hortons' vision statement hints at an unwavering dedication to being a leader in the hospitality sector. The mission statement of this company adds to this commitment by emphasizing on the maintenance of superior quality and services for its customers. We believe stakeholder engagement and communication are key factors. The different types of stakeholders in the company are restaurant owners, corporate employees, restaurant team members, guests, investors, suppliers, and finally, the government. We believe that it's important to engage with the stakeholders in order to understand issues, impacts, risks, and opportunities that can affect the organization. Tim Hortons is in the coffee industry, which is highly competitive and ever-changing. However, it is also in the fast food industry. It started as a small coffee shop that served coffee and donuts, but has since expanded and grown into one of Canada's largest fast food chains. In 1977, the company started franchising and grew rapidly. It was one of the first in the industry to take the concept of quick service restaurants. This was big in the industry because it made Tim Hortons the go-to coffee shop in the morning before work. Tim Hortons is the largest restaurant chain in Canada. However, in recent years, its total market domination has been on the decline because of sustainability and marketing in a very competitive environment that is always evolving. Coffee is one of the most consumed beverages in Canada and around the world. While more coffee is being consumed, more cups are being used. Many restaurants are trying to adapt and reduce their footprint to become more sustainable. Many restaurants are introducing different techniques such as paper straws or reduce waste. Starbucks sells reusable cups for $2 while customers receive discounts on their coffee, for example. In order to become more sustainable, the view of your customer is important. Over 68.3% of the population is willing to pay up to 10% more on their purchase if sustainable measures are used. Of that percent, more than half are the young and up and coming generation.
Thank you, James. So now I'll be looking at the problem. So first off, we all got the customers. Our target here is the younger generation. The younger generation, when looking at Tim Hortons, isn't too well informed through the use of social media, although they should be, since many young people, such as teenagers, are often on social media. The main problem is that they need to know about the sustainable changes so that overall it will lead Tim Hortons to have a competitive advantage. On this slide here, it is a continuation of the problem, mainly focusing on how competition is more advanced in sustainability. So we have two examples here, Starbucks, which is in green, and A&W, which is in orange. So Starbucks sells reusable cup for a very cheap price. They offer many different options, as you can see in the picture here on the right. They offer a pink cup, which might be more attractive to the girls, a clear cup, which is pretty gender neutral, and overall, customers save money in the long run. So every time a customer orders Starbucks with a reusable cup, they save 10 cents. Yes, you might think 10 cents isn't a lot, but if you're a customer that goes often, 10 cents in the long run adds up. The next example here is A&W, which you can see in orange. So while dining in at A&W, they supply reusable cups, as you can see in the picture. This is a positive sustainable advantage because they're not wasting cups, and it's just very good for the environment. As well, whether you dine in or take out, they offer paper straws. The next slide here is the challenge. The challenge is that Tim Hortons needs to communicate to their teenagers and younger generation via social media in an efficient way. While looking at Starbucks, they communicate to their customers through the use of social media and even television ads. Starbucks does an amazing job at doing that. When you look at Tim Hortons, you mainly see their ads when watching a hockey game or on TV, but not all people watch TV, nor do they all watch hockey games. Tim Hortons overall lacks a very strong social media platform, especially while focusing on sustainability, and that is the main challenge that is presented here. While looking at the opportunity, Tim Hortons has a massive one that lies right here. First off, we'll make an attractive an ad that captures the attention of teenagers and the younger generation, something that they'll be interested in. In the ad, there will be the display of the reusable cups and overall Tim Hortons as a more sustainable company. Overall, this will help Tim Hortons gain more clients, and in the long run, profits will keep on rising.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and I'm going to be going over the analysis of the external communications of Tim Hortons. So currently, Tim Hortons is Canada's biggest restaurant brand compared to some of the biggest, such as McDonald's. Their current methods that they primarily use are television ads and social media. A lot of their ads are targeted towards outdoor activities and other things that appeal to Canadians, such as hockey, as they do play in commercials during certain games. And they really do appeal to the larger majority of the country. A lot of their ads and social media campaigns involve loyalty and reoccurring customers will receive benefits, and that's kind of how they structure all of their advertising and their television ads. In terms of their social media, they are connected to other platforms, which is very beneficial because people have their Facebook and their Instagram and other platforms connected to the app, so it makes it very interactive and easy to use.
So in terms of the target audience that Tim Hortons is really trying to get to with their social media campaigns and their television ads, they really are trying to emphasize the Canadian lifestyle, the outdoors, sports. But what we really got to look at is their competitors like Starbucks, who have really started taking the environmental approach and the sustainability to really emphasize that the restaurant and the whole franchise is making changes to essentially help out the environment and to keep their customers loyal, knowing that the restaurant that they are going to and the coffee they are drinking is being produced by a company that is responsible and eco-friendly. So now that is what Tim Hortons is going to have to consider in their future endeavors, and sooner than later is incorporating some kind of eco-friendly campaign and making sure that the efforts they are making or that they will be making will be marketed and also targeted at the younger generation that is really going to have to play a part in this eco-friendly movement, which is going to be ongoing from now until until our environment crisis is resolved. And that's really the biggest issue that competitors are targeting, and that Tim Hortons is going to have to really consider nailing with their campaigns and with their television ads.
Following the analysis of the external communications that has been done by our team, we have come to a few conclusions and recommendations that can help the company's success in a short span of time and in the long run as well. As the company is already successful in many aspects of external communication channels, we will look at the aspects in which the company succeeds in, and as well as those in which they can improve their strategies. The company performs some advertising through billboards, brochures, and their website. However, these communication methods are not the most effective because they do not reach a large portion of the market. Therefore, the resources allocated to these external communication channels are adequate. The more important platforms that should be concentrated on are television and especially social media. Tim Hortons should maintain their strong advertisement on television, as they often have prime time commercials during sporting events such as hockey or football. This is a great way to promote physical activities and sports to sports enthusiasts. The company should keep doing so, as physical health is crucial to the society of today. Doing so will attract and keep a large portion of the restaurant market. However, the social media platform could use some improvement and expanding. We believe that an advancement in sustainability strategies should be implemented, given that sustainability has become a very important and sensitive topic in today's society, and therefore it can appeal to an untapped and very large market. It is imperative that the company targets this customer base, as there is a lot of demand and interest for sustainability. Furthermore, the company should try to limit its competitors' advantages, such as Starbucks and A&W, that promote and show big pride in their ecological strategies. Closing the gap of that competitive advantage is important for the company to keep their customers and keep attracting new ones as well. Lastly, the social media advertising and television commercials should mainly focus on promoting the new sustainability strategies that the company is implementing, because this is the fastest and most effective way to spread awareness of the new ecological strategies. This will eventually translate into faster and more effective results.